like a jungle out here. Well, good morning. It is not exactly the beautiful, lush landscape and lawn that we dream of. The biggest part of that is the fact that we've put all of our energy for the last couple of months on getting that house finished so that we can move in. But I also broke the tractor last year at the end of the season. I have a repair part for it. I just haven't had time to work on it. Today, I'm gonna try to fix that. What I did was basically break the steering cylinder on the Ventrac. I'm gonna drop the tough cut, back it up, get it into a position, pulled up on something so I can get underneath of it. And what I'm trying to get to, you see the cobwebs because I haven't done anything out here, but what I'm trying to get to is this cylinder right here that is leaking pretty bad right there. When I turn it on, try to turn the steering wheel, it's squirting hydraulic fluid out. We're gonna hammer that off of there, get the old one off, the new one on, and hopefully I can convince my wife to start mowing this lawn while I do something else. Now just that short amount of driving just now, and you can see it's leaking fluid from right there on that ram. That thing is busted. Unfortunately, that's not a rebuildable piece. You got to buy the whole piece. So you're in it for several $100s to get a replacement. But I think I've got it up high enough that I should be able to do it. And let me see if I can find the pieces that I need for it. So the first thing I got to do is loosen this and get it off of there. Then I gotta get the other one that's in here. And that one is gonna be harder to reach, but I should be able to get something onto it and get it off. The question is, am I up high enough to get my tool on here? Nope. All right, I got a couple options here. One of them, well, they both stink. One of them is to dig underneath of it. I've had to do that before when working on some of the other vehicles. That's probably the easiest thing, is grab a shovel and dig a hole. All right, dug a hole so I can get my tool underneath here. And let me see if I can get this on here so I can hold on to it. Nice. Hopefully I didn't strip it out at all. Wants to fall right out. That's perfect. Doesn't look like I hurt it one bit. Very good. So when I bought this thing, I don't know if it was this cylinder that they had to replace. They had to replace one of them. I think it was the lift cylinder. It was a lift cylinder in the front, so it wasn't the steering cylinder. So I've had it a year, a little more than a year, maybe 2 years. And so it'll have relatively new cylinders now that we're getting to this point. I'm going to go ahead and put on my gloves because this is dirty and greasy and it's just going to be a mess. Put these back together so I don't lose them. That's the one that I've got to get loose now. I hope I don't have to dig another hole. I don't really have... Do I have anything besides this wrench that I can use? Because this wrench is too big to get in here. While I'm down here, does this fit? Or do I need to, see, that's nice, that fits at least. That's crazy that that top piece, that top bolt didn't even move. It did not even move. All right, well, we got them both off. What do I need to do in here? Well, I need to probably keep track of that washer that I just kicked out. That was a spacer underneath of here. There's two of them. There's one right here that just kicked out to the side. So you're gonna have one on top, one on the bottom. Hang on to those. Put my eyeballs over here and see if I see the same thing on the other side. I do not. There is almost no play here. There's no ability to get. I was hoping. I had watched a disassembly procedure somebody had for a 4200. It's very similar. The difference is the cables for that slide all the way out, the hydraulic lines. This one does not. All right, so there's basically the cables go through this piece of metal right here. And so, because that's in the way, it's kind of difficult to access everything. I am afraid that I'm gonna have to disconnect the cables as they are instead of being able to turn them around. You can, the way that you can with the 4200. I'm gonna give it a try now, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's gonna work. I hear people say that you should mark these cables, but they don't look the same. So I don't think I need to mark them. This one with this band on it that's shining right here that I just cleaned up, that's the one that goes to the back end, to the ram side of it. And that's what how I'm gonna put it back. This is a 3/4 inch right here. And as was recommended by the video that I saw for the 4200, they said to stick this back in here to give yourself something to pry against. But that don't really do anything because that thing spins all around. So that's not really gonna help me much. Okay, I see what they're talking about. I think they were talking about sticking the other end in. Well, let me see if I can stick it back in here. Now, I am not trying to get my body up underneath this thing in case it rolls. That would be foolish. I wonder if this will grip up on it enough to let me turn it. Nope, it will not. There we go. All right. I need something to go underneath that because I got a feeling that's gonna leak on me. It's not too bad as far as how much it's leaking. Well, I ain't sure I can do anything about that. I don't have a plug for it. I can try to put some tape on there just to keep stuff from getting in it, but that's not gonna stop the oil from dripping out. There we go. I just want to keep the dirt from going up in there. Now the question is, can I get to the next one? That one just really doesn't want to come down at all. That's as far down as it goes. So putting it back on is going to be a slice of heaven. Is that also a 3/4? That is a 3/4. All right, well, let's see if we can. Well, that came loose pretty easily. All right. And that's this one right here.
When you get that second hose off there, just remember the cylinder itself is full of hydraulic fluid. So if you tip it from one side to the other, that hydraulic fluid is coming out.
Well, there you go. That one is definitely leaking hydraulic fluid. This is the replacement piece. Actually goes this way. I gotta get these two out, but first I really want to get those two off there. And I want to do it without polluting the entry to that. So I'm gonna clean as much of this crap off of here with a rag first as possible. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Well, loose. Oh, there you go. And of course, that is a different size screw head that they give you. That looks like 1/2. Fortunately, it's not on there all that tight. It's plastic also, interesting, painted black. All right, and I never saw any sealant or anything on here, so I'm putting it back on the same way it came off without sealant, because it's got a little ring on it, little O-ring built into it. It goes like that. Then we want it to be facing that direction. I'm stripping the stupid thing. There we go. That's on there. Alright, let's see if I can get this thing back in here now that I've got these pieces on. Well, I know it fits because I took it off of here, but I can't get it on. Hopefully this thing don't drop down and smash my face. That would be no good at all. Not an easy fix. Good Lord. Nope, that ain't working. And I don't have enough faith in this thing to get all the way up underneath of it. There we go, I got it. Oh, thank goodness. And I done snug that on there pretty hard. Hopefully it won't leak. Now I gotta figure out how to get it back up into here. There we go. That slides in there. Now I gotta get that one reattached. What I probably should do is try to secure that first one a little bit. And the reason I realized after I got down here and took a look at it, I don't think I can get the camera in there. But the reason that this didn't move when I was turning that is because there is a welded in little holder in there that holds this from turning. And I don't know if it's aftermarket or before market. It looks like it's got red paint, so I would say it was probably original. I can tell you I'm grateful for it. Now, I don't have a punch, so I'm trying to use this railroad spike to find the hole here, but that ain't helping. There we go. That's holding it in place from coming out, and I'll tighten it down in a minute once I get this on here. I'll uncover this. Have not done a stellar job of catching all the oil. I'm gonna have to dig some of this dirt away. And this actually did have some oil in it, because when I turned it, some of it came draining out, so I was a little surprised by that. Okay, I don't want to strip it. I greased both of these before I reassembled it. This ram should turn, there we go. So I need to get that the way it needs to be. I need to turn the wheel and have it come this direction. Place one of these on top, one of these on bottom, and then put the bolt and the nut on. Okay, I've got the washer on top, I've got the washer on the bottom. There's a little welded in piece right here that holds the nut, so I didn't really need to hold that with the wrench like I was doing to start with. I should be able to take the air wrench, stick it up underneath of there, and tighten it up there, and tighten it up on the front, and then I should be good to go. Let me get up under here and see if there's a way to hold this. Is that thing turning or spinning? I think it's on there. Come on now. There we go. All right, we're there. Had to dig around for it, but I knew I had some. Now, I could have poured the oil that was in that cylinder out and into here, but with all that stuff I was doing around it, I could have knocked a chunk of something in it. It's like $90 for this bottle. Yeah, I'd save myself a little bit of money unless I put a chunk of something in here that caused me some sort of a problem with the system. Then I would cost myself a lot of money. Sometimes you just gotta suck it up, pay the money up front. I should be using a funnel. All right, so what I'm looking for is a little sight tube here. It's just a clear rubber tube when the oil level gets up into that.
Thanks for watching. Hope that helps you if you need to do that repair. Come on back and check us out again at BreakHeartOrchard. We'll be here.